If you only think of me during Black History Month, I must be failing as an educator and as an astrophysicist. Everyone should have their mind blown once a day. I think the greatest of people that have ever been in society, they were never versions of someone else. They were themselves. Even with all our technology and the inventions that make modern life so much easier than it once was, it takes just one big natural disaster to wipe all that away and remind us that, here on Earth, we're still at the mercy of nature. No one is dumb who is curious. The people who don't ask questions remain clueless throughout their lives. The humblest person in this world is the astrophysicist, because we are face to face with our ignorance every single day. People who are scientists today are scientists in spite of the system, typically, not because of it. If you're a scientist and you have to have an answer, even in the absence of data, you're not going to be a good scientist. If your ego starts out, I am important, I am big, I am special, you're in for some disappointments when you look around at what we've discovered about the universe. No, you're not big. No, you're not. You're small in time and in space. And you have this frail vessel called the human body that's limited on Earth. Dreams about the future are always filled with gadgets. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is one of 50 or 100 billion other galaxies in the universe. And with every step, every window that modern astrophysics has opened to our mind, the person who wants to feel like they're the center of everything ends up shrinking. Perhaps we've never been visited by aliens because they have looked upon Earth and decided there's no sign of intelligent life. It may be that our cosmic curiosity is a genetically encoded force that we illuminate when we look up and wonder. I said that if an alien came to visit, I'd be embarrassed to tell them that we fight wars to pull fossil fuels out of the ground to run our transportation. They'd be like, what? We are part of this universe. We are in this universe, but perhaps more important than both of those facts is that the universe is in us. Everything we do, every thought we've ever had, is produced by the human brain. But exactly how it operates remains one of the biggest unsolved mysteries. And it seems the more we probe its secrets, the more surprises we find. The universe is under no obligation to make sense to you. The solar system should be viewed as our backyard, not as some sequence of destinations that we do one at a time. If Mars formed life, then life on Earth could have been seeded by life on Mars, making every life form on Earth descended from Martians. We didn't go to the moon to explore or because it was in our DNA or because we're Americans. We went because we were at war and we felt a threat. There is no greater education than one that is self-driven. Rational thoughts never drive people's creativity the way emotions do. Where there's water on Earth, you find life as we know it. So if you find water somewhere else, it becomes a remarkable draw to look closer to see if life of any kind is there, even if it's bacterial, which would be extraordinary for the field of biology. We live on this speck called Earth. Think about what you might do, today or tomorrow, and make the most of it. Space exploration is a force of nature unto itself that no other force in society can rival. Do you realize that if you fall into a black hole, you will see the entire future of the universe unfold in front of you in a matter of moments, and you will emerge into another space-time created by the singularity of the black hole you just fell into? I lose sleep at night wondering whether we are intelligent enough to figure out the universe. I don't know. Space only becomes ordinary when the frontier is no longer being breached. Science literacy is the artery through which the solutions of tomorrow's problems flow. In nature, when you conduct science, it is the natural world that is the ultimate decider in what is true and what is not. For centuries, magicians have intuitively taken advantage of the inner workings of our brains. The first trillionaire in the world will be the person who mines asteroids. Science is basically an inoculation against charlatans. The very nature of science is discoveries, and the best of those discoveries are the ones you don't expect. Passion is what gets you through the hardest times that might otherwise make strong men weak, or make you give up. Kids are born curious about the world. What adults primarily do in the presence of kids is unwittingly thwart the curiosity of children. Let me tell you something about full moons. Kids don't care about full moons. They'll play in a full moon, no worries at all. They only get scared of magic or werewolves from stupid adults and their stupid adult stories. Kids should be allowed to break stuff more often. That's a consequence of exploration. Exploration is what you do when you don't know what you're doing. That's what scientists do every day. I'm often asked by parents what advice can I give them to help get kids interested in science. And I have only one bit of advice. Get out of their way. Kids are born curious. Period. It turns out our brain is sensitive, maybe too sensitive, to motion. It's a survival mechanism. Somehow it's okay for people to chuckle about not being good at math. Yet if I said, I never learned to read, they'd say I was an illiterate dolt. We live in the kind of society where, in almost all cases, hard work is rewarded. The chances that your tombstone will read "killed by asteroid" are about the same as they'd be for "killed in airplane crash." Most gravity has no known origin. Is it some exotic particle? Nobody knows. Is dark energy responsible for expansion of the universe? Nobody knows. I don't want people to say, something is true because Tyson says it is true. That's not critical thinking.